I am live in the studio with the super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, and we are building up to the momentum of these headlines. Like, I got to talk about this because I think that has what has driven this hate campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, let's be clear, as an elected, I'm sure you've experienced meeting folks that just don't like you.
Yes.
No matter what you've done, what you've given, what you've experienced, what you've said,
Mm-hmm.
what they can't forgive, what they can't forgive, they don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany Henyard, the supervisor of Thornton Township, took to the airwaves today, January 2024. She sat down with Cleopatra Draper from WVON and had a very lengthy interview. Cleopatra seemed to dedicate a significant amount of time discussing Tiff's education, how she became an entrepreneur, and life in general prior to becoming a trustee from Thornton. She then followed that up with another stroll down memory lane, reflecting on Tiff's early years as a trustee. And in my opinion, folks, just my opinion, that time was literally wasted. There's so many current issues that could have benefited the citizens of Thornton Township, and it wasn't even brought up, or at least not in this segment. So I will say this, my favorite part of this segment is Tiff stating that she herself is living proof that not all people in politics are corrupt. I mean, seriously, I almost choked on that one. But take a listen and let me know your thoughts.
But these headlines don't make it better. So
Correct.
I'm going to read a few of them. America's worst mayor, facing evictions, not paying rent, your charity, the conflicts of interest, your relationship, the deficit in Thornton, the cars being repossessed in Dolton. I mean, hit after hit after hit to the point where not only do people want to know who is this girl, where is Dolton, what's up with Thornton, what they gonna do about it. I mean, it gets lost in a translation. What do you say to these headlines?
Well, all lies. I think that someone bigger is behind it all, paying for all the negative media. Because every time I send in a clip or get them facts or get them proof or get them documentation, they don't even put it up. And then I have to create my own platform and put it up on there to show people the truth. And that's where my base come from. When I do speak truth, I show them evidence, and then we go from there. But I mean, government, not personal. And then it's all lies. Like I go to one. They said I'm being evicted, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't rent from her. But yet, that's the story everybody put. I'm not her tenant. I'm not on no lease. But yet, y'all keep putting that out there.
So I want to be clear of how intimate this exclusive is. Why would somebody go that far to be smudge you and you're not their tenant?
Because that she's paid. Everyone's paid. Everyone's behind everything. And it will be exposed. So people be wanting me to talk premature, right? So of course you know what Lloyd said. I don't talk about this, don't focus on that. I only gave you a little bit of it, but that's the truth.
Understand.
And that's why I'm okay with saying it. Even though the lawyer give me later for it, he'll deal with it. But it's just a problem because why? You guys can't beat me that you got to go that far. That's beyond reason. You get what I'm
I
saying?
do.
Like if you're gonna fight me at the polls. Bring the people out. But you got to make the people not like me and do character assassination. I'm not with that because I put in the work. I paid my dues. When I say pay my dues, I mean did the work. My work speaks for itself, and no one can outwork me or outbeat me. So the only way they can try to beat me is by telling the people I did this, I'm doing that. Come on now, really? No, all false, all negative. And that's why you see me in the public. Think about it. People really guilty or really bad. What they do? Run. You don't see them no more. They out of the headlines, right? They don't go to meetings. They not in the
Yeah,
public. They
because I
not at
will
doors.
say, folks were saying, "Well, good luck. I don't think she's gonna come. She gonna stand you up." I said, she's not running. And I and
Mm-hmm.
I and I received that about
Mm-hmm.
you, and it's a build up to the charity, right?
Mm-hmm.
The this, the that, and it's been dissolved since then. Correct? Your charity, is it
Well,
dissolved?
I personally don't even have a church.
Okay.
Never did. But I get tired of everything because of people names come after me. Okay. But what does it have to do with me? Think about it. That's so minute. It's bigger than that.
Hmm.
I want people to talk about facts and not fiction. They
And I
making
want to
it a
talk about
story.
facts, right? Like, so ultimately, we know where you stand and rooted in the charity. And then when we talk about just, like the headlines, undeniably, this Vegas trip has overshadowed a lot of your administration and your ability to lead. And some of the accusations are horrible, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it is tied to your leadership. What do you have to say in regards to the desire for folks to know more about what had happened in Vegas, right? What do you
Mm.
say to that?
I say people should give people an opportunity to be heard and not just judge off of one-sided narratives. I think that in due time, everybody will speak to whatever their part is. Everybody got to understand just because somebody not speaking don't mean they're guilty or something wrong. Like I just told you, when you get legal counsel, they tell you you cannot talk about certain things. Like, for instance, we're still in court. People are suing for money. So that's your answer.
Okay. You all heard it here. And last but not least, as we continue to magnify the constant narrative that's up against you, why not stand down? Why run again for re-election?
Because the people put me in there and the people going to keep me in. That's it. That's all. At the end of the day, throughout all the controversy and all the mess, I still produce for my community. I still continue to do the work. With all the hate and people call me out my name and being disrespectful, coming to my mom's house, coming to my house, I still show up. Everybody tell me I would have ran. I would have quit. I would not still be in this, Tiffany. But yet here I am. Somebody got to do it. And unfortunately, God chose me to lead the people. And that's what I'm going to do. I follow his steps, nobody else's. Because at the end of the day, just me and him. Nobody else.
Listening to the Superman. She's given us an exclusive right here, a heart-to-heart conversation about some real pressing negative headlines. I've yet to see a positive one, but we're going to create that here at WVON just with her speaking her truth. I think that's important for us to discuss.
Well, guys, Tiffany has a lot more to say in the upcoming clips that you're going to see. I did have difficulty editing these because she speaks so fast. It's hard to cut out all of the repeat nonsense that we've heard time and time again. As I said, this is a very long interview, and I really saw no point in just letting it roll and roll and roll with the interviewer patting her on the back. I mean, she's definitely a fan. To me, it didn't appear that this was a non-biased interview. But again, you can decide for yourself. Upcoming, you're going to see, well, you're going to hear when the super mayor compares herself to Jesus Christ. That's right. She sure does. And she also talks about the rumors and all of the fake news that we've heard. There are a few new tidbits. I wouldn't say that we have anything major being revealed in this interview, but there is some interesting points when she talks about how corrupt the board is and all those things. We also have calls from, I guess, Thornton Township citizens that called into the radio show. So there's a lot more coming up. Sit tight and let's let it unfold.
It's fact.
Yes.
What is the good old boy club in your world?
In my world, it is made up of all men, unfortunately. We, as women, are not welcome in their circle. So they oust us, and then they start attacking us. The same attacks you see happening to me is happening to Anyota in Calumet City, Monet in Calumet City. It's attack on women. Nobody wants a woman to lead in any area. And I have a problem with that. I don't like chauvinist men that just tell us this is what we got to do when we can go toe-to-toe with whatever position we choose to accomplish at that time, but nobody wants to see us in it. So I have been going against that status quo for quite some time because you gotta understand, all my cities are ran by men, except one. That's Lansing and myself. But all 17 cities, majority men, and most men are really upset that I have two positions when most of them have two positions or three positions.
Correct.
And the news not talking about that. It's just that I, meaning the woman, cannot have two positions. And I think I've done a damn good job of keeping both positions on the right track. And that's what they don't talk about. All my accolades that I've done in both communities, all the surpluses that I have, they don't talk about any of those things. And that's the stuff that I really want people to hear.
So surplus is where it's at. So let's talk about that, because when you inherited Thornton Township, it was a deficit.
Yes, $4.6 million.
Oh, she said that with her chest out. And where are we now in that surplus?
We had $9 million surplus.
Under your leadership?
Under my leadership.
I haven't seen that headline.
Yeah, you're not.
The water services for our surrounding townships, it does come at a price. And what way did you contribute to the deficit is where people, I think, get things entangled because of the headlines, right?
Correct.
So of that, in what ways were there mismanagement under your leadership when it came to eating at that bill, if any?
So there was no mismanagement. I know everybody want a person to blame. If you're going to blame someone, then you blame the board, the trustees. Because what people don't understand is how leadership in government works. I am the executive branch. I'm the head. They are the legislative branch. The legislative branch is over the money. So if they over the money, why everybody keep saying Tiffany did it? Tiffany didn't do shit. And I'm sorry for cussing on your show because I'm just pissed off and everybody want me to be the fall person, the person behind that thing. The person, Jason is corrupt as they come, but no one's pointing none of that out because he's a man. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of taking the blame for all their mismanagement, all their negativity, all their hate, all their theft. And that's what y'all gonna hear me talk to coming up. Because everybody wanna go get all these people, like y'all need to come get Lori Lightfoot from over my seat. Y'all need to bring her back over here. Y'all going to get people that's under investigation that y'all had a problem with to come after me. Like,
So
stop.
pause.
Right,
Any
right.
mayor, any president. So I just want to talk about facts, guys, because I
Mhm.
see you all on the live line, 773-591-1690. But when we talk about moving the needle, you can't do that as just the mayor.
Correct. And I'm going to add to that. Right now, things that residents don't know, they hearing it right here on your show, because I'm going to talk about this on my live. My board, right now, the corrupt board that's trying to run against me now, have stopped me. I don't have a village attorney.
Correct.
I don't have a police chief.
Correct.
I don't have a fire chief. And I don't have a village administrator. All these things, or an assistant. As a mayor, all that come with my seat. Why don't I have those things, residents? We don't talk about facts. Let's talk about facts. So the people that's been running government for Dolton has been the board of trustees. We've always been in court because they sue for every little thing. We get tied up in court. You know how I go. Kick the can down the road. Okay, get them time to respond. And then now you month after month after month in court. But all these things I sued for. It's called a civil conspiracy. With their little bum attorney, they always want some news play. That's who's they puppet master. So all these things are going on in my city. But I'm the only one fighting back. Just because it's majority against me don't mean I'm wrong. I'm the one right. Just like how y'all did Jesus Christ, right? He's the only one been saving y'all life. And y'all
Ultimately, again, I ask you, why not quit? You know, at this point, have they not done enough to break you?
No, they'll never break me. You can't break my soul. Never. We're going to fight to the very end, period. Because I didn't come to play. I come to slay. And when I slay, I'm going to expose all of them for their dirty deeds. That's the difference. I'm outspoken. They want me to shut up. I will not. Because at the end of the day, somebody got to tell it. Somebody got to show it. But the people got to want it.
How y'all doing today?
We're good. Thank you so much.
I would like to say I am a Dolton resident. I'm a long-time Dolton resident. Miss Mayor, I am not a senior citizen, and I am not a youth. And I would like for you to, at some point, acknowledge those of us that are in between. We are people, too. And I heard her ask you, where's the turnaround for you? What do you think you fall short at, and how are you willing to fix things going forward? And I don't think you answered that. Now I'm going to ask you a question. I was one of those people that got denied for this homeowners grant that you said everybody qualified for to get new windows, they driveways fixed, and things of that nature. And then a day later, it turned around to be a senior veteran thing only. Miss Tiffany, if you allowed to move forward, how you going to include us in the middle that's just like you, that's 40 years old too? What you going to do?
One thing about Elena, that is a superb question. Thank you so much for that call because it's real. Let's answer, Superman.
So basically, with the grant, we made it for seniors and veterans first because they are on fixed incomes and they the ones who are struggling. I'm not saying the most, but really the most because they don't have money to fix something
They
major
don't
like
have other disposable income.
correct. So that's what it was for. Now, the second grant that I pushed out, and of course the board controls the purse and stopped it, is to fix driveways, security doors, things of that nature. And that was for anybody. So when she say denied, no one denied anybody like
Because it
that.
hasn't moved forward.
It has not. It
And
ain't
when
went nowhere.
and I'm gonna go through the phone lines and I want to hear from you. But if you get a little crazy, I will go boop real quick. So listen, guys, let's talk to Rashonda. Rashonda, welcome to WVON.
How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy
I
Monday.
just have a question because I hear that Tiffany is blaming the trustees, saying that the trustees is, stole the money or whatever. But if it's the trustees' fault, why are the FBI investigating her and her team and not the trustees? Also, she tries to, put Jason House down when Jason House has showed her nothing but respect and grace, even when she doesn't even deserve it. One more thing.
Just one
They
question,
trying to
Rashonda. Thank you. So answer that. Rashonda, welcome to WVON.
How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy
I
Monday.
just have a question because I hear that Tiffany is blaming the trustees, saying that the trustees is, stole the money or whatever. But if it's the trustees' fault, why are the FBI investigating her and her team and not the trustees? Also, she tries to, put Jason House down when Jason House has showed her nothing but respect and grace, even when she doesn't even deserve it. One more thing.
Just one
They
question,
trying to
Rashonda. Thank you. So answer that.
So what people need to understand about the FBI, everybody's getting investigated. Everybody. So they can
Yeah.
assume what they want, but everybody.
And when you say everybody, are you referring to the current board or?
Yes.
All right, guys, she responded. And when it comes to House, I did want to respond because ultimately, there's some rules with FCC. So eventually, at some point in time, the House and his crew can come, but the Superman is in the studio. So it's not to allow any besmudging, but she is giving her opinion about it. So I just wanted to contextualize that, but hopefully you all received her answer. Let's talk to Kat. Kat, welcome to WVON.
Good morning and happy MLK Day, Cleopatra.
Oh, same to you. Isn't it a beautiful day?
And I am so glad for your newly appointed position. I praise God for that, and I thank God for you.
Thank you. I received that.
I don't think I have any questions for Tiffany. I just have comments. I have comments based upon my observation and what I see of Tiffany. I'm a 40-year resident of Dolton. And first of all, I do have a question for Tiffany first before I give my comments. Tiffany, what makes you think you can say to the residents, bitch better have my money?
Well, we're not going to curse on the air, Pat, so I want you to be mindful. So let's respond to that because, and the controversy of Superman, like I said, she's no angel, right? You okay with me saying that? You know angel.
No one is.
But in those statements, whether it's the one from the other day when somebody said something to you, you told them they were stupid. And it's not to laugh, but that's how you felt in that moment, I presume.
And I meant that. I'm standing on that.
You're standing on that. I heard you say that too.
Clip. We played a song, and of course it was Rihanna. And the
Oh,
news
okay.
took it and ran with it. I didn't verbally say that. Why would I say that?
Oh, so Pat heard the song.
Correct.
And then
The news played it and said, the mayor saying what she just said. And I never said any of that. They played the song because basically they weren't paying the vendors. And the vendors were saying, where my money at?
Okay.
And we used the song to reference how they was feeling is what it was. And that's all it was.
And in that moment, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, there are some folks, like right now, I can say I'm your favorite millennial, right? And there's some folks, oh, no, don't put too much emphasis on that. You don't want them to challenge your intellect and remind you that you're young. But I am. And in that moment of leadership, would you had to play the different song had you knew it was going to catapult?
Yeah,
what is the answer?
Of course I would have. So
Right.
Of course we have our moments where we could have did something better or changed it or changed the value or tone. Yeah, of course. But guess what? It's called growing pains. You're gonna go through it, but you're gonna grow through it. People can sit there and hold you hostage of what they perceive as a mistake or something you shouldn't have done. Everybody goes through mistakes or things that should have done differently. It's called growth.
And that's what I want to magnify because when I ask you moments where you fell short of the glory, this is one of them. Because it's stuck with a resident, a long-term resident, right? That shows, see, that's why we don't put young people in office and see how, whether it's immature or this your response to us, that's appropriate, and they run with it, right? And then when you come back stronger, they never let that go. Is that what you're asking for? If you can ask for forgiveness of moments where you fell short. You know, for me, here's a growing pain for me and my observation of you, that I laughed for about 6 months until somebody finally told me, you know, that's inappropriate. You know that wasn't cool. And I said, well, why not? And I'm showing a moment where I was immature too. And Nino Brown.
Yeah.
You know, when you came out with the dog.
Yeah.
And I mean, you had New Jack City to the T and you sent the message. And then when I think about it, I said, well, damn, you know, not maybe. That wasn't the venue. This is my observation. That wasn't the venue. That was a sticking point. That did hit a little different. And now, even though it is funny, it wasn't funny. It wasn't appropriate. What do you say to my critique?
To your critique, I think it was hilarious.
I agree.
I think that people took it the wrong way. Number one, I'm a fan of Martin. Everybody say Nino Brown, which you know, you do research. It was mimicking that, but I mimicked Martin because I even did a spoof on my what's TikTok, I think, or one of them things, and I posted it up and I replayed Martin whole scene. And I do things like that to engage the youth, which it worked. Now I did it before my board meeting. I didn't do it. I wasn't in session. We didn't call the roll. We didn't do none of that. I came in the building and I just did like a little skit.
So it wasn't formal. So
No,
again,
go watch it.
Moments of I have, but you're contextualizing it, which is why I think you do need opportunities to give in detail why you do. In the mind of Tiffany Henyard, and I think I remember that episode. You talking about when it was on Neighborhood Watch, right?
Yeah.
Right. And he had the dog. But the point is, you know, you're personable, right? You're innovative and you're creative. And is your timing off? Maybe.
I don't think it was. I just think the media took it and ran with it. If the media didn't take it, it wouldn't be as big as it is today. The media made it what it is. And I do say that's what they got. They got the national attention. And people tend to believe fake news, unfortunately. And they know they are buying clicks and views too. They got to sell news. So they cut it and chop it up like they did with the Rihanna song to make it look worse than what it is. And it wasn't that. I even did Forrest Gump. Why they ain't get no traction? I do all kinds of things, but I do it to engage community and also mainly the youth. And it actually works.
All right, so let's talk to James. James, welcome to WVON. James, we're going to put James back on hold. Let's talk to Nate. Nate, welcome to WVON.
Hey, how you doing? Happy Martin Luther King Day.
I know, right? Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Hey, so Tiffany stated that Frank didn't leave her a blue book, and she didn't know what to do. She didn't know, who to call on, but she ended up terminating everybody that knew exactly how the township operated in the appointed seat that she was appointed in. I just want to ask why she got rid of the blue book, the employees that knew how the township functioned in every department. Not every department, but administration, myself, after working there 14 years.
So you were an employee.
Absolutely.
And what was your role?
I was the media specialist. I managed our social media platforms. I did the video photography work. I managed our website.
Okay.
First of all, people terminate themselves. I didn't terminate anyone. If you're not doing your job, you don't have a job. It's just that way. People can get mad at the leader all they want. So that's what my answer is today.
All right. Well, listen, guys. Justin, Dylan, Eddie, Lynette, LaDonna, Art, Lena. All I ask is when you all call, refrain from anything other than the King's English. And then let's be respectful and let's be swift. Whatever your question is, Super Mayor is willing to answer it on the other side. We'll be back after this break.
Lori, she came and did a report. My board hired her and wanted to pay
she's
her.
Talking about, y'all, listen, she's talking about the former mayor of the city of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot.
That y'all fired, right? Y'all said get out of here, and y'all said y'all want Brandon Johnson, right? Okay, so why is she in my town? Why is she in Little Dolton? There's 23,000 residents fighting with me over whatever they think it is, right? The board hired her $400 an hour. That's what, $100 every 15 minutes to pay her and her staff, not just her and her staff, to come and do an investigation, right? If you got the feds there and all these people there, they trump everybody. So why are we paying money that y'all claim we don't have, number one, right? And then y'all bought her here for this political theater that you see going on, and then she give y'all a report. She give you a report with no substance, no information. She didn't itemize it. She didn't tell you what it is, but she wanted you to believe that I was the one spending or doing things. I give you prime example, Amazon bill. They said they spent $40,000, right? Mm-hmm. And they alluded to it's the mayor. It's Tiffany. Tiffany don't do nothing
in one day.
In one day, I don't do shit with credit cards. Nothing with credit cards. Nothing with money at all. It just bothers me because it's just the lies they tell. And I start getting attacked, right? Off a lie. And like the lady said before, she's right. You get attacked and got to fight the lie, and you start to tell them, I didn't do it. It's not me.
So what do you say to the trolls? Because, I was going to wait and see if you brought it up, but even down to your wardrobe, right? Mm-hmm. This is what kills me. Mm-hmm. So it was one picture where folks found an outfit that they found on Amazon and alluded that because of the 40,000 in one day,
ridiculous.
You went shopping.
Ridiculous.
And you saying that you didn't have access to the credit card.
I don't. It tells you, like everybody got Amazon accounts, right? It tells you who bought the item, when they bought the item, what the item is. Why didn't she tell y'all that? But I'm going to tell you on this show today. On the show today, when I did my research, when I saw that fake report went out, that's why I don't trust nothing they say or people they bring in, because it's all geared to make one person look bad, to try to make them look good and cover up what they've been doing. And that's what I'm going to expose. On that one day, you know what they bought? Ice for the rink. Ice. That's what it was. I made Janice and Mike Smith, when I was trying to appoint him as my assistant and my VA and all that, I had them go do the research for me and tell me what those items were. And they came back, and that's what it said, ice. And the ice is for the rink, where you put the little pieces down and have ice so they can ice skate. Mm-hmm. That's what it was for. But yet they alluded to, I went shopping, I bought this, I did that. Not true. All fake.
So it was one purchase.
It was.
And this ice skating rink, was it in the town?
It's for Dolton. It's Dolton. Okay. But they bought ice. That's what it was. That's what the money was for.
I read that nowhere, so you got that here.
Yeah. So I wanted to give you that little piece of information because I'm doing my report too. So when I put my facts out in my report of my own, because I'm going to get facts, they just give you a fake story just to make you look over here, but you should really be looking over here. It's just a distraction to make a person do something.
Jennifer, let's take your call real quick. Welcome to WVON.
Good morning. Good morning, Cleopatra, and happy MLK Day. I was listening to Tiffany when she said that the people fired themselves. My question to Tiffany is, why would she fire a sexual assault victim that was sexually assaulted, allegedly, by one of her her trustees in Dolton? He is yet working, but she fired the victim. My question to her is, why would she fire a victim and keep a predator on the payroll?
Now, Jennifer, before I let you go, I do want to, for those that are listening, I want to magnify alleged because he has not been found guilty, correct?
I said allegedly.
No, I know that, but when you said a sexual predator, you're still putting him as though he is, and he has not been found guilty yet, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, because I want to be mindful as a mother of two Black boys, when we talk about this Black man and this Black woman and the word allegation, until he's found guilty, I won't allow us to call him a sexual predator until I see the results of the finding of the jury of his peers. And I think that's only fair. So I thank you for your call, and she's going to respond, but I needed to contextualize that.
So you should ask her, why is her husband stalking me? Why I'm in court with her husband stalking me at Hooters? Come in to the window, peeping Tom stuff. Like, this what I'm dealing with. You got all them haters on there. That's all haters. I can tell you every last one of them. That's why I say, so when I talk, I be want to talk
to is, right, let me break it down. Supermare can see the names, right? And she's correlating some of the experiences. And I want you to answer, because we talked about this real briefly before we go to break. Andrew Holmes was in play before you got there, correct?
He was already a trustee.
That's what I mean.
He came in with Riley Rogers as a trustee.
Riley Rogers was the mayor when you were installed as a trustee.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pressing question is clear. Why retain him and then you clip her? We could talk about that on the other side if you're able to. But at the end of the day, I want to contextualize. At times in America, we will pursue as though folks are guilty before they're proven innocent. And until that man is proven guilty, I want us to contextualize what allegedly means. And it's not to dismiss that young lady, I promise you, but it is to bring some equity to the space of what the seriousness of the nature is, and then how you are in the middle of it, per usual, Superman. So when we come back, she'll answer that. And then I got to let her go, y'all. She got to go to work. She got to go knock some doors. And she got to go try to earn support where she can, because she's not backing down. She said she ain't quitting. I asked a hard question. Y'all going to have to fire her when we come back.
You guys don't meet me in the middle, we'll never be able to unify. And that's my goal for my community. I want to heal my community. I want to apologize to my community for all the negativity that's going on, all the hurt behind the drama, which was brought by my board to my city, because I would never put a black eye on Dolton. I love Dolton too much for that. Everybody stays there that I love and care about. So why would I make it bad for them, or let alone my residents? So I just want people to understand that part from me. I'm hurt by all the people attacking me. It's a lot.
But what I took away from that is that you apologize to the city of Dolton.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that can hear, right, and feel, at the end of the day, you're going to make your decisions. And this is not to be pro or for or against you. It was to give you a platform to be heard, because some of the details, this tea you was spilling, we ain't going to read it nowhere. And you got it authentically from the Superman, right? So for all the calls that are coming in, we definitely appreciate it. I want to acknowledge your time.
Thank you.
And I want to welcome you to talk about your reelection. What does that look like for you? And
So
then where
actually,
do you take Dolton from here?
It's actually looking great. My numbers are up. That's why they continuing with the smear campaign, unfortunately. We door knock, talk to people every single day. I still have a lot of love and support in Dolton. And that's what people don't show. I think people should interview those that do love Supermare, and not just all the hate that they spill on the internet and on the news. Pretty much the election is February 25th. That's the primary. And then early voting is February 10th through the 24th. And it's
So, guys, the one thing about this interview that just really bugs me was the topic of Andrew Holmes. And the interviewer really did not press Tiff for an answer on this. I was hoping to get an answer on this, as I'm certain many others were, but they really just steered around it. The caller did say allegedly, and still the interviewer saw fit to, just totally shut that down. I was not happy about that. And they want to talk about, in this country, we are innocent until proven guilty. And almost as if that justifies him not being fired from his position. And so, yes, we are innocent until proven guilty. But the charges may not have been sufficient to go forward on that case. However, the whole world has listened to the phone call. And that in itself is inappropriate behavior and should have been grounds for dismissal, or I think it should have been. I just really did not like the way that they handled that. So they could have done everything right in this interview, and it would have still left a bad taste in my mouth due to that. Now, there's many other things that I think they skirted around in this interview, and it goes on and on and on. As I said, this interview was very lengthy, and I just could not. I tried to chop it up and get rid of all the repeat things and all of her shenanigans that we already know about and keep it to what was relevant. I was hoping that there would be something new come out. Well, we got the Amazon info, if you believe that. But I just couldn't any longer with the interview. You can go watch the whole video elsewhere, I'm certain. As I said, it is very long and repetitive. But please give me your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know if you thought this interview helped Tiff's campaign. Did you think the host should have pressed Tiff to answer direct questions? And anything else that you'd like to share with me? Your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, they do help my page. And if you want to see more content like this with all of the paper shuffling and repeat noise chopped up and cut out, please let me know and I'll be happy to do it. Thanks for watching.